Hi everybody, this is Christina from Yarn Mountain and the Knitting Lodge. I'm here with my co-host Patrick Liddy tonight, and we have Stevens. Steven West, StevenBe, top knitwear designers, are dialing in from Times Square. They're just coming off of VK Live. Guys, welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Live from New York, it's Steven and Steven.
And you guys are kicking off on the mixtape tour across the eastern U.S. You're leaving at dark 30-something in the morning. So are you up here on Knitting Fumes? How was VK Live?
It was amazing. It was super busy, incredibly busy, a full marketplace, tons of classes, so many knitters. Everyone in the hotel was like...
It was all about us.
Yeah, it was all about us. Everyone was freaked out by all the knitting here. It was great.
We taught classes Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We had a huge fashion show midday on Saturday. We rocked the house, loud music, dancing. Maybe you should post our little video clip on your page later on.
Give me a second. I'll pull that up here in a second, show folks what you were up to, because it was quite an intro. We have one of our Knitting Lodge members, Gigi. She won't mind me mentioning her, I'm sure. She got to meet the two of you, so she was posting some fun pics.
Oh, cool.
And she did post a little clip for us.
Yes, we brought back a good old friend from from the past. She helped me MC the show. Good old Joan.
Oh, okay.
Joan Rivers came back to help us out for the show. It was awesome.
You're kidding. Okay, hang on. Hang on a second. See if I can pull this up real quick and go live. I'll screen share for just a second, just to give you guys out there a taste of what you're in store for if you hit this tour. Hang on one second. We'll go live here. Make that big. It's not playing. Can you see it? Nobody can see it. There we go.
Dance, dance, dance. And knit your pants. Did you have the pants on?
And there he is. Is that what you guys saw?
Oh, we didn't see a video play just now, but
It must be that same little clip we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The opening intro. Joan was at the podium. I was emceeing, and the West here was dancing.
yeah, I had all my dancer friends I went to school with, and all their dancer friends in Brooklyn all came and modeled for us. We had brioche looks, we had knit dresses, and wearing a dozen shawls at the same time, and all of Steven's big, chunky cows, and we had the models from Vogue, and a male model, and the Joan Rivers in drag. It was amazing.
Yeah, we had shirtless male models to stimulate the ladies and everyone.
The female audience.
Yes.
And everyone else.
Yeah, everyone else.
Yeah, it was
Gotcha.
like,
Okay.
yeah,
So-
the Vogue Knitting Live fashion shows are the best because you never go to a fashion show with knitters knitting in the front row.
And you were wearing multiple garments, so were you showing off featured garments, or were you just piling them on?
We were showing everything at the same time.
Our show wasn't about an individual piece to say, look at this, it has cables up the side, please make it. It was about get inspired, do something you've never done before, try it. And we are inspiring knitters to become yes knitters. Yes, I can do it. Yes, I can use any color I want. Yes, I don't have to follow the pattern. I can do my own version. And that's what our story is as we travel on this tour.
Yes, that is the biggest scarf I've ever seen. Can you show that?
My chunky, and it's got fringe. I was in Europe last month with Steven, and I came back with inspiration: tassels, fringe, and feathers. So I'm tasseling, fringing, and feathering everything. And you can choose to join me or not.
Excellent. Okay, so where are you guys headed out to?
We've got a whole list of stores. Tomorrow we're headed to New Jersey.
A little day trip.
We're going to
Loop in Philadelphia this weekend, so we're doing a day trip tomorrow, and we're driving all over the place with a car packed full of sweaters and shawls and yarn and t-shirts and bags and tour paraphernalia. It's
and
gonna be crazy.
bags. our tote bags, the Steven and Steven. It's like a traveling knitter rock star tour.
Circus extravaganza.
Oh, and it's kind of like the Cirque du Soleil, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have tchotchkes. You can hand out.
The bags are great. The T-shirts, we've got the T-shirts on. Let me show you my chest.
Excellent. You kind of got to lean in a little bit. There you go.
The mixtape tour.
Excellent. See, now I need the photo app on here just to catch these moments.
Well, it's the mixtape tour. Let me explain it for those that don't quite get it. Mixtape tour, I grew up in the 80s, and we made tapes, and we made a collaboration of songs that were our favorites and passed it on to a friend for a birthday or whatever, shared. And that's what our knitting tour is. It's all our favorite things come together in a united way to form new designs, new looks, new combinations, new patterns, and really refresh everyone's knitting enthusiasm. So the mixtape tour is all about, and these young kids, because Steven's half my age, right? So all these young kids, the record albums are coming back, the turntable, the cassette tapes. Yeah, so we're way into that.
Yeah, in all the classes, we start we do some technique classes, but it's always just little technique sprinkles. But we work with what everyone brings, their skill levels, any skill level, and the main thing is to inspire. So to work with what you have, throw in a few little bits and bobs, but just to give people confidence and so they can just go crazy with their knitting and all their yarn and get more yarn and more crazy. So we're going to 8, 9 stops. We got Philadelphia this weekend. We're going to go to Craig's Shop Loop in Philadelphia. And we're going to Maryland at Woolstock. And we hit the D.C. area, Alexandria, Virginia.
Yeah. Fiberspace.
Fiberspace. I've been there.
Yeah, I haven't been. She just moved shops within the last year or so. She has a bigger space now. I haven't seen it yet, but she has gorgeous yarns.
Gonna rock the DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, give yourself time to find parking. That's a tricky one to get in and out of. But
yes,
it's worth
I already clued in. She's got parking behind her building. I'm so happy.
Okay.
We're driving a Yukon. It's like a small semi. 8 rolling cases of samples and yarns. We did custom yarns from major sponsors on the tour.
It's okay if you talk about them. Everybody wants to know what you're bringing.
Right. Well, I thought I'd slowly reveal them over the next 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One of our major sponsors is Mohair South Africa. It's a nonprofit in South Africa that promotes mohair all over the world. And they were actually our largest contributor to the tour. And they provide yarn to many companies. Be Sweet is one of my favorites. They're also a contributor. They employ South Africa is the largest producer of mohair in the world, and it goes a lot for carpetings and fabrics and men's suitings, but a portion of it goes to knitting yarn, and that's what we're promoting as well on the tour. So we got Be Sweet, we got Alchemy. Gina from Alchemy has done a custom silk for us. We've got Misty Alpaca has done a chunky hand paint custom for the tour. We have got Zen Yarn Garden, 5 colors, and we've made the exploration station out of the 5 colors. So you'll have to stop in and see that if you can come to a store near you. The classes are all filled, mostly, except Do You Knit in New Jersey, because they added later. And but they're all having like cocktail parties, luncheons, trunk shows that are for public attendance, so you can at least come and join in a bit of the festivities for an hour or so.
Mm-hmm. Try some shawls on. We'll dress you up. Get some yarn.
Yeah, it's like a big dress-up party.
Yeah.
We should call it that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you bringing any of this really bouncy yarn?
Yeah, I've got new colors. I've got a peacock and a luggage. I call it luggage because it's all shades of camel. Mm. And my new favorite color it's what you would normal color people would call aquamarine, but I prefer to call it toothpaste.
For those of you that aren't familiar with StevenBe's reputable shop in downtown Minneapolis, it's a lot of rock and roll in a yarn shop, and it's a lot of fun, but there's always something unique and stuff like bouncy yarn. You can't find this just anywhere. So this is the kind of stuff you're going to find on the tour with them. What about designs? Can you give us a peek?
Nothing new, of course. Nothing.
Never new. Never.
You know how much our luggage bill was? He bought 2 cases of samples from Amsterdam, and I shipped in 4 from Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm. I brought the most shawls and sweaters and samples with me than I've ever brought anywhere in the world in the last 5 years. So it's going to be a huge trunk show. All my new shawls, all my new garments, a lot of brioche, a lot of color work. I'm declaring brioche the stitch of the year.
So when you say new shawls, have we seen these before?
Most you've seen. There's some samples you haven't seen that haven't been photographed, like the Exploration Station. I'm bringing the very first one I made that's a little bit different and a rainbow of colors. So yeah, there's several samples that I haven't photographed as the main one in the pictures, so you'll get some more color and yarn combination ideas from those.
Yeah, so the best thing to do, especially if you want to join us or partake of it from a distance, go on Ravelry and look under StevenBe or West Knits and see some of the new stuff that's been added, and there's a lot of energy behind it. So many people have made Exploration Station, for example, and my famous Pancini. I've got a Pancini, a color block Pancini, a Panciolini, and there's a whole other story behind that. And now I've got a Figacini and a Zillicini, and now I'm working on a Mancini.
See, now they have to go to the tour just to figure out what those things are.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna you've got the tour dates on your website. I'm gonna throw that link in there if that works.
Christina, while you're doing that, I've got a couple of questions.
Sure.
Are you guys, oh man, there's a couple of different ones. Are you coming to St. Louis, Chicago, or San Francisco?
It's not on our current tour schedules, but get your shops amped up. Send StevenBe, Steven at StevenBe.com, a letter of inquiry, and we'll put you on the queue.
I'm putting Boston on that queue because that's where I am.
We tried Boston, and it didn't quite connect, and I didn't know a lot of the shops there. So it's up to the public to rally support for us to come, because I'm not much of a calling the store and say, hey, do you want us? It's more of a referral.
I'll get right on that.
We want to be wanted.
I don't think you're going to have any trouble booking these out. Everybody's going to see this. I wasn't able to put the link in there, but it's StevenBe, StevenBe.com, and on there you'll find all the information about the tour, including all the shops and tour dates, if anybody's looking for that. I wasn't able to post it in there, but I can post that photo of the tour dates on the event page after the event. Just a little admin note. I got to throw those in every once in a while. Okay, back to you.
So we will be ending up in, you said San Francisco, we will be ending up in California. We're doing...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
oh my God, I forgot
over
about
here
that.
on the East Coast. But at the very end of February, I'm going to... Have you been to Stitches West, Steven?
Yeah, last year we did it.
Steven went. I haven't been to Stitches West yet, so I'm going to see what it's all about.
In sunny Santa Clara / San Jose.
I'm going to be wearing my knit short shorts, the tank top.
I know, we're going from winter layers to hot pants.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to end this tour at Stitches West?
Yes.
Yes, with a big booth at the marketplace. So.
Huge.
Excellent.
Huge.
So,
And Benjamin from owns XRX and the Stitches franchise is amazing support of ours. He is just like 100% behind us and gives us space that we need, because we need space to roam. We can't be confined by booth walls and curtains and such.
We have to prance, we have to dance in our swants, we have to grandly gesture and demonstrate all the pieces, so we need some space, and we're going to take it up.
I'm happy to hear that. Good. That should add a little sparkle to the marketplace. So we've got yarns, we've got patterns. How did you guys start working together?
I got a phone call from this one 5 years ago, I think, when I was on a knitting retreat, and he just sent me a ticket. He demanded that I come to his shop, so I followed my orders. And I picked a weekend, and came to teach, and we've been traveling together every year since. Sometimes Steven comes to Amsterdam. We go back to America together with a pit stop in Reykjavik. We love Iceland.
We love Iceland. Hey, Raga.
There's 3 times as many sheep than people on that island. So knitters, get over there and up the people numbers so the sheep don't get too lonely. They need to be knitted.
There's more
And
sheep than people.
yeah, and I come to Steven's shop almost every year to teach, and yeah, we're just I don't know, we bring out the Steven in each other. So
Well,
we're
we hit it off. You know, we're male. We're unique in the knitting world because we don't follow convention. And although I believe in, you know, traditional knitting and learning how to cable and knit properly and learning the techniques, then you just blow it up and then you just blow it your way and you do it what you want. And that's what we're promoting because people are so confined by the rules of life and knitting and whatever, expectations. And, you know, expectations are unrealized resentments. So I see so many people struggling with their knits and their it isn't perfect. I have never seen perfection, so I wouldn't know how to judge my knits as perfect. Mm-hmm. If you made a like one extra stitch, just keep moving on. Don't go back. Who cares? And color. Choose a color that you absolutely hate. I love that when you say that. Mm-hmm. And then figure out how to work it into a shawl so you love it, and it'll become your new favorite color.
Mm-hmm.
So are you encouraging the knitters, well, one, to use their own creativity and their own imagination, but also what they already have, or are we trying out new things, trying out new fibers?
Well, here's my philosophy on your stash. Do we have a stash?
Yes.
I had to turn mine into a shop.
It happens.
Stash. People complain, you know, oh, I got so much stash, and yet we still keep buying. But you need to treat it like your clothing closet. You need to go through it and purge. Because we make decisions at a time that we don't get to, and then the yarn becomes something less than we expected. Go through. I do ABC. I do A is, oh my God, I love that, or even with my projects. I love that. It was a good idea. I'm still on my A list. I'm going to work at it, or I'm going to use it. B is, wow, I still like it, but my mood's changed, and I don't like scruffy brown anymore, so, well, let incubate on it, see if I like it. And then you've got C. It's like, what was I thinking? And you get rid of that. You donate it. There's so many organizations that you donate. So many organizations that you know, collect and distribute to kids and stuff like that.
Very cool. Very cool.
Pass it on.
Yeah, I have a big cabinet in my living room with all my stash, and it's organized in a rainbow of colors. And it's also organized in the shelves. Like the one shelf is top priority. Like, I've got to knit this one right away. And then the other ones are, yeah, I still love this. Maybe it's a little older, but I love mixing colors, like 20 colors in one shawl. And I have lots of these samples that I'll bring with multi-color, multi-textured shawls and garments. So I love to shop my stash when I knit. And I say a lot that this shawl is a great stash busting project. And stash busting never works because when I say that, sometimes I say it's a stash buster, but I really went and bought all the yarn in it.
Or you start with a little stash and then it gets so big you have to add 6 more skeins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I can see that with that scarf. Let me ask you a little bit about your design, Steve, because I know everybody has questions for you. Where do you find your inspiration? Your designs are radical. There's no doubt about it. They stand out in a crowd. Where's your inspiration coming from?
Which Steven? Both Stevens?
I don't care. Pick one.
Start west.
I love, love, love color. I usually start with the yarn first, and then that like tells me, ooh, I want to be mixed with this color or become a drapey shawl. Let's see, inspiration. We're both really into fashion. We love to shop, so recently I've been buying fun leggings, fun jackets, and then they need a hat to match. So you can do that vice versa. You can make a big, or at least for me, I make this big, beautiful shawl, and then I have to get the perfect trousers to match it. So I get inspired by that fantasy of dressing up, of putting a whole look together. But with the shapes and forms, I'm really fascinated by knitting as a grid system. The math, the repeats, and that has a lot to do with music and rhythm for me. I grew up singing in a very musical family, so I get a lot of inspiration from the movement of the fabric, the form and the shape and how it drapes. So I translate that into top-down knitting a lot, top-down shawls, top-down sweaters, and now with that top-down construction, I've been starting to flip it all around on my body. So you'll see a lot of samples on this tour where a top-down shawl idea became a garment, where I started a shawl, I wasn't really liking it, so I pick up stitches and add other sections to it, and some shawls become jackets. And I'm really excited to put those on people that come in and dress them up because they're really fun convertible garments that start in multi-directional knitting construction.
I love the hat that turned into a dress.
Yeah, I started a hat I'm bringing, and I did make a hat eventually, but I loved it so much I thought it would be a nice cowl, and then I kept knitting, and it turned into a dickie, and then I kept knitting, and it turned into a sweater, and I decided I wasn't done, so I went all the way down to my knees, made a sweater dress.
Excellent. We should have planned better and brought some pics or shown some samples in here. That's okay. But StevenBe, your designs aren't so far away from radical either. Where do you find your inspiration?
Well, I knit in two different respects. I knit one as a businessman, and that is making fun, relatively simple patterns that people can knit. And I have a knitting weekend concept. I like to think of coming home Friday night after the job, sitting down, having a cup of tea, a glass of wine, and starting a new project because it's so I'm so enthused about new knitting. So I cast on and I work on it over the weekend, and I like my things to be quick so I can wear it to work on Monday. A lot of my projects you'll find like that. I use multiple strands because I'm a mixologist, and I mixify. So I don't go to the shelf and buy 8 skeins of red worsted to make a sweater. I buy one and one and one and one on this, and I mix my favorites, Habu and Alchemy and Shibui and all my favorites, and I combine them. And I do color gradation. I'm big into color gradation and color changing by changing one strand at a time. And then I do another type of knitting, which is my art knitting, where I leave no continuous strand unknit. So I knit cassette tape and wire and chain link and telephone cords and anything you could imagine. And those are my art projects. So in the past couple of years, I have had several art installations at galleries, and it's bringing awareness to the public that knitters aren't just grannies that sit in rockers and wear Birkenstocks, that we dance in glittery pants. Mm-hmm. And have fun with knitting. So it's awareness. I wanted people to realize that knitters are fun.
Indeed. Indeed we are. Patrick, any more questions coming in?
Yeah, actually, this is a perfect segue. Do either of you have a favorite in-between project, something that you return to over and over again, something that you pick up and work on while you're in between designs or while you're on tour, or something like that?
I move on to projects quite rapidly. Recently, I think I've been pretty good about starting and working on that one project to completion. Steven, on the other hand, has
46 started projects currently. I have them in bags of order of importance at this moment, but that changes weekly. Mm-hmm. And he knits 42 times more a day than I do. I'm running a business, so it's my head's full of other stuff. But and the tour is very time and labor intensive. I've been working on it for 3 months every day. So we have tour T-shirts and bags and custom yarns from 7 companies, and it's a lot of organizing. So that's my excuse.
Mm-hmm. I watch him do it all, and I calm him down. I knit and encourage him, give him support.
He's always positive, and I know his answer is always going to be yes, but I ask him anyway.
Mm-hmm. I've got a good yes outfit. A lot of you might see when I see you in person, so just...
That's what you had on for the fashion show?
A surprise outfit, yes.
Okay. Well, good. Yeah. I didn't show the clip then. The clip never showed, so nobody's seen your pants. Your yes pants. Yeah. Definitely call you a yes man then. Mm-hmm. Patrick, anything else
I think the only other one is, what is your process for choosing color combinations?
I always
go for either of you.
I'm always in a color craving. Right now, I'm always going to crave a highlighter, I think, for the rest of my life. So that's always this like
like a pack of highlighters?
Yeah, it's my power color, and I love the Edison bulb color from Madeline Tosh. If she ever discontinues it, I'm gonna buy all of it from all the shops in the world. So
you guys heard that here first.
Bulb, you gotta grab it because I might be buying it later that day. But I start with one power color, that color I'm feeling, that color I'm drawn to when I'm in a yarn shop. And when I'm mixing color combos together, I start with that power color, and then I find a color that I want it to go on a date with. And usually I want it to be like a really sassy, fun date, you know, like a dance, like out to the nightclub where you make outfit changes and it's like a dream
I think
date.
that's what you did last night.
Yeah, that's what I did last night. And then if I'm doing even more colors, so I have a date, and then they're the main stars in the shawl or the sweater, and then there needs to be some supporting characters. So I've got my highlighter. Maybe the power color is like, what would I do with highlighter? I'm kind of into burgundy right now because I don't often knit with burgundy. So sometimes I neglect colors, and then I find myself, when I realize I neglect them, I notice myself buying them. I think I want to be fair to all yarns. So as soon as I notice I'm being mean to one color, I start to knit it to make it feel better. But if I'm doing yellow and burgundy, then it needs a supporting character. It needs I don't know, a beige with it, maybe another color pop. But yeah, I start with 2 and then join a lot of others that just make it sing to me.
You're very experimental too,
Mm-hmm.
more so than I am. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I do love the neons. When they came out with all the neon duct tape, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago, strong, I was like, a little girl made me a neon duct tape wallet, and I was smitten. So I went out and had someone dye me some neon yarn because there wasn't anything around. There was in the 70s. Lion Brand used to make neon yarn in the 70s. As a kid, I had a neon rug. So I was just bringing back maybe my heritage. But I work a lot. I have 2 palettes. I have one that's commercial. I'm good with color and public and what the public likes and what will sell well. And I like working with that and then making it in new ways for them to our favorite color at TNNA was called, in honor of our visit from Joan, our biggest seller was a skein called Bitch Stole My Look from E! Entertainment. And it was the top seller. It was a gorgeous black glitter with a fleck of stellina with fuchsia and hot pinks and orange, and it was amazing.
I would have bought that.
And then for myself, I do everything in gray and black and with a pop color. Gray and black and pop colors. That's my personal favorite.
That's what you've got in your scarf.
Yes, and on most of my wardrobe. He's really fun. He bought a whole new Mediterranean blue outfit today. So he's very experimental.
So yeah, I got a new outfit today. So now I'm gonna I have to knit something for it. It needs a scarf. It needs a hat. It
You
needs
already
a
have
whole look.
74 scarves along.
I know, but I always need another one, you know, for that look.
You have to knit in the car.
Yeah, I know. Steven's going to drive because I've never had a driver's license in my life. I passed driver's ed, but I didn't have a car to go pick up my license. So
I'm like his big brother, really.
I love the synergy. You guys are going to have a great time. I think the visitors are going to have a great time that come out to see you. We are running out of time, so I'm going to ask you 2 to stay on, and we're going to thank our audience for joining in. Did you guys have any parting drops of wisdom for them that you want to?
Well, mine is, first of all, there are no mistakes, please. That's not a mistake, it's a variation. So go forward in your knitting, in your life, and believe in that concept, and it'll set you free. And you must become a yes knitter.
I love it. I love it. With that, we want to thank our audience for joining in tonight. You can still submit questions after the call, and we'll get back to those as soon as we can. And you can tag these guys into them and get them onto G Plus a little bit more, hanging out with us on here. And if you get a chance to stop and find this tour, I'll post the tour dates out there. Find a shop near you that's hosting these guys. I guarantee you'll have a great time.
Minneapolis.
And yeah, and let me know if you're coming to town because I'll come over and see you too. It's just a little ways away. And great. So thanks everybody for joining in. I'm going to stop the broadcast now, and everybody have a great night. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.